This is a beast, and this is one of the trucks that GM and Ram simply can't beat. I'm here at Larry H. Miller Super Ford in Salt Lake City. If you would like to purchase a truck, be sure to reach out to Diego. He did allow me to do this video. Unfortunately, this one is sold. Let's go ahead and take a look at the window sticker so you guys can see what is optional and standard on this build. At the very top are the specs and colors. And then below that is all the standard equipment. Be sure to pause it to see more. And then here are all the options. High output power stroke is the most expensive one at $12,495. This does have the 331 locker because of the FX4 package. And then the FX4 is right there. And here's a few other things. Twin panel sunroof is right there. Destination comes in at $1995 with a total price of $93,055. And one more time at the very top here so you guys can see that. I am going to give you 3 reasons why this truck is simply unbeatable. I love my GMs, and I think Ram makes some of the best HDs, but Ford has done a great job from 2023 to now. I love the front end of these Lariats. They give you a lot of standard equipment, like LED headlights, for example. Even if you get a Laramie Ram, they make that an option. Turn signals are going to be LED and your fog lights. When you get the Ultimate package, you are going to get the front parking sensors. This one does have a forward-facing camera also, and adaptive cruise control comes part of that Ultimate package as well. Now, when you get the black appearance, it's going to black out the grille. It's going to give you the painted bumpers, and this one does have the black recovery hooks too, and it does black out that Ford logo right there. Nothing really changes on the hood, but I will say getting the black appearance with black is definitely the way to go. This truck is pretty menacing. Now, off to the side, this is your wheel design. Very controversial, but I think it looks fine. I think that for the design of the truck and the wheels, it goes well together. They are 20-inch wheel. They're wrapped in a Bridgestone Dueler tire, which are pretty good tires. They have low noise on the highway. And these are LT 275 65 20. And then here is the capacity for the tires right here. 3,750 pounds, 80 PSI. Solid front axle. And here's the badging on the side. They do black out this trim piece here. Black mirror caps. And that Agati blue does have a lot of sparkle in the paint. You can see some blues and silvers in there. Here's the badge for the powertrain. You do have these running boards that come a part of this package too. You can get power running boards with the Lariat, which is nice. I believe that Ram took that away for the Laramie. Smart key system for the front doors. And here are your mirrors. Nothing's really changed from basically 2017. And let's go ahead and talk about my first point. The reason why you are probably buying a truck like this, especially with the long bed, is because you're probably going to be towing or hauling heavy equipment, right? And as you guys know, when these trucks are unloaded, a diesel can get anywhere between 15 and 19 mpg on the highway. It can even get more than that as time goes on. But this is where I think Ford just can't be beat. When you get the long bed trucks, they give you a 48-gallon fuel tank. So that's going to give you a longer distance, and they give you the largest DEF tank capacity in the segment at 7.4. And that is definitely something I would always want. And it looks like they give that fuel tank a skid plate too. So there is a skid plate for that transfer case right there. But yeah, this entire fuel tank is completely protected underneath here. That's nice that they give that to you. And they do use E-coated frames too. And because you get the 1-ton, this is the suspension you're getting. I have noticed that some of the F350s are having the exact same suspension, and it's probably because of that like max high capacity, whatever they call that package there. But FX4 badge is right there. They do change this with the black appearance. And then out back, you do have the steps on the back and right there. And these taillights, LED incandescent bulbs, they also give you the sensor for the blind spot monitoring. Parking sensors down below, 7 and 4 pin. And this truck did have the 331, and it had the locker. Class 5 receiving hitch right there. They did redesign these mounting points to make it easier to get your chains in. Then here, backup camera, light for their conventional hitch. You can see that emblem's all redone up. Assisted tailgate. And then here is the step that comes out, and they give you a handle right there. Now this one does have the spray and bed liner from the factory. Bed lighting, and you have the tie downs too. Now my second point is not this, but 2,000 watts of power in the bed. This is huge for me. Like, I do have an RV, and it is nice to be able to plug into your truck. Now obviously, I will be honest, this is a diesel, so you can't idle it too long, but you can basically probably run most of the appliances like the microwave on 2,000 watts of power in the bed here. Now if you want to put the tailgate back up, you have to lift it. So this is not a power lift gate, but it is assisted though. And they do put this on the back window, and they have the factory spray and bed liner too. Now let's go ahead and get to the second point of why this is the unbeatable pickup truck. When it comes down to engine selection, Ford does it right. They give you 2 gas engines, and you have 2 diesel options for this model year. This engine is the high output Power Stroke. Not only is it class leading for power, but I think it's class leading for cooling as well. They do have a water jacketed turbocharger which feeds cooled coolant through it, and they cool the combustion on this engine. They did lower the compression compared to the standard output Power Stroke, so this engine is going to put out 500 horsepower, class leading, 1,200 pound-feet of torque, again class leading, 10-speed transmission known as the 10R140, and quite honestly, this is probably one of the most powerful trucks I've ever driven in its stock form. It does feel like a true performance pickup. To add on to this point, the standard engine for the Lariat is the 7.3. It's going to have class-leading power, 430 horsepower, 485 pound-feet of torque. 10-speed transmission comes standard, and it's the 10R140, which is found behind the Power Strokes. Also, you can get lower gearing. Now, because it has a 10-speed, you don't really need lower gearing, but when you live in higher elevations, it's a good option to have because it keeps the RPMs high and the steps are close. So I think that having the lower gearing, towing a heavy load up a steep grade, this is the way to go. Now, Ram does allow for you to have lower gearing as well. They go from a 373 to a 410, but I like Ford's offering better. The last thing I'll add on to my second point is this. When you put the truck in tow haul mode, they allow you to set up your gauge cluster like this. So you have your RPMs right there. You can add your diesel measurements there. Your general measurements show all the temperatures, and you have your miles per hour all the way to the right there. Love that they do this. Or if you want, you can change what you see on the right side. So if you want your trip and fuel to be right here, you have that option too. So this is really customizable. Let's go ahead and go through the interior really quickly, and then I'll go over my last point. Currently right now, Ford is the only pickup for the HT segment to give you a panoramic sunroof. So right here, if you push this button, it'll slide the screen back. Now I know a lot of people are gonna say, why the heck do you need a sunroof this big? I gotta push it one more time. But here's why. You see over there? You see those mountains? I'm blessed to be able to drive through the mountains here in Utah. And having a big sunroof allows for my entire family to see outside the truck above if we had a Ford truck. You can't get this in Ram nor GM pickups. I don't know why, but I'm sure that Ram's going to offer it for 2025 if they do a redesign. But as far as the interior goes, leather seats, the Lariat is such a bargain because you get all the nice features right there. Your seating temperatures, your heated steering wheel right there, dual climate control. And they give you a locker out back too. 4 high, 4 low, 5 unique drive modes for this truck too, including the tow haul. And this has a 14 speaker B&O sound system. And I don't like the light color roof, but you know what? This is a nice truck. I could probably live with it because you have this. Here's the interior door. They do give you a fake wood trim piece here, which looks really nice. 3 settings for seat memories, 10-way driver, power pedals and power steering column. Neither of the other HDs offer a power steering column. Now, as far as getting in and out of this truck, look how low this panel is. So you don't have to worry about scraping over it. And this is the most comfortable seat you can get in the segment. I think Ram seats might be a little bit softer, but I like them to be a little stiff personally. So GM's gonna have the stiffest seats. Right here, you have your wireless charger, you have some USBs, you have this nice cover that slides also. You can increase your cup holder size or just have more spaces for cups, not including the ones back there too. 12-inch screen here, and I'm going to put it back in accessory mode. This truck does have 360 camera. There's the button, and then this is what pops up here. You also have a bed view camera too. I didn't really show that to you guys on the outside, but you can turn that on to get better line of sight for your coupler or your fifth wheel hitch. You can zoom in and have a bird's eye view for your conventional hitch right there. And if you need to see around the truck again, you have this on the side here. So if you're getting kind of close to a car in a parking lot, you can actually zoom in on that side. I love that they do this for you. You can do it pretty much all the way around the truck too. Here's your center console with the removable tray. There's two more USBs. They're type C's inside that area. A little bit of storage at the very top. Now in the back seat, you guys can see you have perforated leather seats. You have two cup holders there, and the outboard seats are going to be heated. And you have multiple USBs, things like that in the rear. Final point, guys, payload capacity. When it comes down to Ford, no matter what trim level you're looking at comparing to the other two, you're always going to have more payload with the Ford. Now let's take a look at the numbers really quickly. The gross axle weight rating up front is going to be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 7,230 pounds. And the gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 12,400 pounds. So really quickly, if you're looking at the standard bed crew cab, the gross fuel weight rating for a F350 is going to be 12,000 pounds. So they do increase it with the long bed to 400 pounds. All right. Ram does something similar. They add 500 pounds to their long bed trucks. The only issue is if you're getting a high output Cummins, and that's with the 1-ton segment, that transmission, which is the Eisen, is really heavy. So it does decrease the payload capacity. GM, if you get a long bed, they only give you 150 pounds extra of capacity. So that kind of sucks for them too. But with these trucks having the aluminum beds, and I believe body, and add to the fact this truck has a 48-gallon fuel tank, this truck still has class-leading payload. So that's why I think the Ford Super Duties are the best in the segment for long bed trucks. If I was getting a long bed pickup, it'd have to be this truck because I love the 48-gallon fuel tank, and I love the capacity that you get with this truck. But I hope this video was helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure bell notifications are on, and be sure to reach out to Larry H. Miller if you are in the market. As for Diego, see you guys soon.